I'm gonna try to be not too TMI, too much information on this one, but it's important for the story. This is one of those real life stories that I share with you guys. Welcome back to Far From Eden. If you're new, welcome. Please hit like on the video. It helps the algorithm. I'm trying to be so good at remembering that. If this could, get going a little bit, then I could have some better equipment and, hopefully reach more people. Anyways, no more stalling. I'm just stalling, aren't I? So I like to share with you guys kind of how it goes for me out in real life as far as standing up for men, observing people in their natural habitat and how they act and their viewpoints on things and sort of hidden feminism made. Do they know? Does YouTube know Pig Latin? I don't know. Anyway, I'm never going to be good at that. You know who's good at that? JP Sears, whenever he says, that virus name. He can do it like in a cough, and I wish I had that skill, but I don't know. It's more of a guy talent. Anyway, so I was at a doctor appointment, and the lady that I see every time, I don't know if she's a nurse practitioner. She might be a nurse practitioner. She's something along those lines. It doesn't really matter to the story, and it doesn't really matter to the treatment I get. But the reason I said it's a little TMI is because, we're all friends here, right? It's a treatment for depression. It's a treatment for treatment-resistant depression, right? So I don't know if you guys have heard about ketamine treatments and how they're basically on the cutting edge of treating depression, PTSD, OCD, things along that line. Ketamine is not FDA approved. By the way, I'm not a doctor and I'm not giving medical advice about anything, and you shouldn't take medical advice from me. You should take medical advice from trusted health professionals. Thank you very much. It's so dumb that we have to say that. It's really dumb that we have to say that. It's like when we were kids and kids, don't try this at home. Okay, maybe we need to, the Darwin effect. Anyway, so ketamine. Well, ketamine's kind of expensive. So I was like, well, that prices me out, because having multiple sclerosis to the extent that I have it, you guys know how much I forget words and I get confused. I got issues. But anyway, so it's severely restricted income. Anyway, so I was like, well, darn it. And so I'm researching it, and I found that there's actually a medication that's approved by the FDA. Not a big fan of that group. Never have been, because I've been put on the poisons for MS before, and I look back and I'm like, I can't believe I ever believed them. I thought that back in 2013, so before all this 2020 realizations that everybody was having, I was like, I don't trust them now. Anyway, so there's a medication that's been patented and approved, and it's called Spravato, and it is basically ketamine in a nose spray. I talked to a pharmacy friend of mine. I did the research, and I wanted to know, so there's a way that I can basically get ketamine treatment without paying for ketamine, because my insurance will cover it. The thing is that you have to have treatment-resistant depression and suicidal ideation. This is where the TMI comes in. I have those things. So Spravato seemed like a great thing for me to do, and it has helped me a lot. I'm not giving medical advice. I know that a lot of us here suffer with depression, and it's a lot of it is because life sucks, and because we understand what we're up against. Men understand what they're up against and what they've lost as far as either in their lives or that they'll never have. So anyway, so I was there for my Spravato treatment because ketamine is it's used for anesthesia. And this is not like a full anesthetic dose, like as far as putting you out, but you do kind of trip out for a little bit. Mine the trippy part lasts about 45 minutes, and then you're just kind of relaxed and a little wobbly and out of it. So I have to be there for 2 hours. God, it's taking a long time to set this up. I'm so sorry. You're probably bored to tears. You're probably like, okay, just fast forward me. Put me on 2 times speed. So the lady that I see every week comes in because they have to come in and they give you your nose sprays, and you take one and sniff, wait 5 minutes, second one, sniff and sniff, third one, 5 minutes later, third one, sniff and sniff. And the nurse or whomever is giving it to you to administer yourself sits in there. So, we chit chat, and it's about, so how's it going in your life? And it's kind of like, are you okay? Kind of a deal. It's not a counseling session, but it's like a mini counseling session-ish. And she just happened to say, are you looking forward to anything in your life? And I started talking a little bit about, the horse shows and the kids that are going to the horse shows. And then, here's the thing, I had already had a sniff. And I think, I'd already had one sniff. I was like halfway through the time to almost time for my second sniff. So I'm getting high. I'm getting intoxicated. I've never been drunk. I'm not one of those, I'm not a person that does that kind of thing. So it's just like, it's out of character for me. So it's weird. And I don't really know how to be when it happens or that it's happening. Anyway, so this was last week. I don't remember, but I hadn't seen her in a while because I hadn't had this appointment for a couple of weeks. And because I was a little under the influence of ketamine, and I was getting relaxed, I said, oh, my YouTube channel, I just hit the mark that I could be monetized. And it's like, over 1,000 subscribers, whatever. I just said, oh, my YouTube channel, I'm excited about that. And I don't know why, I was high. I just thought, well, that's, we've had our conversation. But no, because of course she's like, oh, you have a YouTube channel? Yeah. What's it about? Nothing. It's about nothing. It's about kitty cats. I mean, I was like, and it felt like I was like a truth serum or something. I was like, and I said, no, because you're going to hate me. I remember saying that, because you're going to hate me. And I think I'm in 2 sniffs in, two nose spray things in. So it's getting, even more, weird. And I just said, no, you're going to hate me. She's like, no, I won't. I said, yeah. She's like, why? What's it about? And I was like, it's very conservative. She's like, oh, no, girl, no. And I'm thinking, girl, you do not know, you're just going to hate me. And there's already people in that office that I'm pretty sure are not thrilled with me, but that's a whole different subject. Anyway, so I said, well, it's just really anti-feminism. And she's like, see, I said that word. I don't know if that's one of the dirty words on YouTube or not, but, and she's like, oh no. She's like, I don't think so at all. She's like, tell me. And then I went another step. I'm just kind of like tiptoeing, like just in case. And I said, well, it's about standing up for men when, they get railroaded in court. And she was like, oh no. She's like, I'm going to be your biggest fan. She's like, my husband, she then goes on to tell me that her husband has been through that. and she knows about these women. And then I got excited. And I don't remember everything I said, but I do remember saying, yeah, and it all started, oh, no, I remember this. I said I said, I understand that you have a job, and I don't tell women, I don't deride, it's kind of inside joke, because I had a comment saying, she derides women who work. I'm like, no, I don't at all. What I think is we should be back in a society where the woman worked in the home, taking care of the family and the kids, that daycare and school and all that didn't do it. But that's beside the point. You can watch my old videos to hear more about that. So I said, I think just it was better, when women were there to actually raise the children. She goes, took the words out of my mouth. She goes, yeah, back when we had a nuclear family. And I was like, yes. And she's like, I agree, 100%, yes. And I mean, we can sit here and we can be like, well, if she thinks that, then why does she have a job? Why does she have this job where she's like the nurse practitioner and she's, why didn't she wait and be a wife? And I think it's because, I know it's because same reason I didn't. Because we never knew that was an option. And we never thought that that's what men wanted. Because men are so trained to be like, yeah, you go girl, and I'm supportive of your career. Thinking that's a loving way to be. And we're both sort of like, it's like the gift of the Magi. He's supportive of your career, and you're career oriented because you don't want to be a gold digger. And it's like, he might just want a real wife that takes care of things, takes care of the kids, takes care of the home. That's a lot of work when you do it right. And wants to have multiple children. Like, that might be what he would really want. And she might want to actually be that, but feels like she should feel guilty or less than if she does. So we get trained, him not to say, hey, I'd love a wife, and her not to say, hey, I'd like to be a wife. So you end up with a nurse practitioner lady who's probably about 30 thinking, dang, I wish it was, back in the pioneer days and I'd be a wife and we'd have a family and I wouldn't be doing this stupid job. Anyway, I was shocked. Now that doesn't mean that she hasn't, been in relationships and been the typical, I'm going to discard this person's not good enough, blah, blah, blah. Okay, guys, I got to think, I'm talking to guys, okay. So like on 1 to 10, you guys would probably say she's like a 6. Like, she could be cute, but she's a little mousy, a little plain, but, with very sweet personalities, smiley. Yeah, it was this moment of, we agreed, and it was nice because we know we're in the minority, but there was a sadness, because if only we had known that men and women, really most of them want the same thing at the core. I don't know about these younger generations, because I don't think that the younger generations, like the 20-year-olds, I don't think it registers to them, I was going to say, what a woman is. What a wife is and what a mother should be. I don't think they get it. I think they think mothers should be boss babes. I think that they wouldn't even know to think, oh, that would be nice, because it's like it's like a 3-headed elephant. It's not on their radar. But yeah, that was a moment out in the wild. And so my other point with this, because, I like to bury the lead and just talk about nothing for 15 minutes and then tell you why I told you the story. But it's because I remember saying it in a men's rights meeting a few years ago. I said, things will change when women start to be affected by this. When women are negatively affected by the, not persecution of men, but when women are negatively affected by the way men are treated in this country, then things will start to be a little different. Look who's made her appearance. Every time. Lola. Lola. Oh yeah. Half the time she's deaf. Sorry. Buy a dog and die alone, as Kevin Samuels said. That's okay. Was I talking about Lola? I don't know. I was somewhere. Women will care. When women care about men being trashed in this society, then things will start to change. And I think you have seen that a little bit in the court system. There's not really a big alimony thing in the court system anymore. And they do child support from both sides. And now you can't be willfully underemployed. You still catch judges going, he's unemployed, she's a housewife. Like, no. Hey, if you want to live as a modern woman and be like, yeah, I'm going to be a boss babe, and women can do anything, and you don't raise your children, yeah, you go out and get a job. Darn right you can. I am not about this soft life. And this like, I'm just going to sit back and let the man do everything. No, that's not what a wife is. That is not a wife. So, but anyway, so she's affected because she has a husband who has an ex and has children, and she has seen what he goes through. And that is when things will change. Because women are the only ones that can, in this society, and will hold women accountable. Men aren't allowed to. Y'all will go to prison if you even try. Because you'll either do something that is illegal or you'll be accused of something that's illegal. And or it won't matter, or you get fired or whatever it is. So you can't do that. But women are starting to hold other women accountable and starting to see what the bad women are doing. And I get it. It's kind of like we're all bad, but this bad one over here is going to see what this bad one is doing. And this one's not going to like what this one's doing, and this one's going to call her out. And so even though it doesn't stop them all the way, let me just explain it this way. Women, okay, it's hard to explain to men the dumbness that goes on in our brains. Let's use Amber Heard as an example. She's a good example. So the women could see Amber Heard. They could see her accusing. They could see the emasculation. They could see all that, right? And they would think, well, they're definitely not as bad as her, right? So they see her as like, oh, she's terrible, she's awful. But when we see the bad behavior blatant and we see that it's shamed and frowned upon, etc., we tend to behave better. We tend to amend our behavior so that it isn't as close or isn't close to what that bad woman is doing. I know. I said, look, I have it up in here. I know that's how women think. I know that's how women behave. And then when I go to to say it in words so that I can explain it to men, I say it out loud and I'm like, it sounds etarded, Ray. Pig Latin. The word we used to be able to say all the time and you can't say now. Like, it sounds so dumb, but that is really what it is. So when the bad behavior women are out there, then the ones who are still bad but not as bad and it's secret, they start to be more in check because they don't want to be seen that way. I don't know. I guess I'm trying to throw a white pill out there. I don't know why, because I know it's not going to change. Like, I just know It's a runaway train, and it's headed for the Grand Canyon. But again, I go back to, yeah, but here's the thing, like my nurse practitioner, she's married to this man and he has to deal with his ex, but at least she's there and she believes him. She believes in him. She's at his side fighting for, with him and for him. So that's good for that one man. And I swear, every man that is saved from this self-deletion epidemic, I celebrate the idea of one man being saved. The idea of one man being saved from terminal heartache. Or if he doesn't do the self-deletion thing, if he just lives in that awful state, just surviving every day, I don't want that for you guys. I totally get it. You should avoid women. I don't think that you should get married. I don't think that you should be in relationships. I don't think it's safe. I think you need to make sure there are cameras around so you're protected. But if there's a way to make the rest of your lives, because you still have to live your life, right? And if you don't have a family and children, it's going to get pretty dark. And so I want there to be some light. And so if there are some women who can help with that, like this lady that I see at the doctor's office, then I have a victory dance for what it's worth. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for all the likes. Thank you for the comments. I love the fact that you guys read each other's comments and comment back and forth to each other. So important for you guys to know that you're not the only ones out there. So it warms my heart when you guys are, telling war stories and that kind of a thing to each other. So thank you guys for spending some time with me and having this little chat. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. And I want you guys to take care of yourselves. All right? Bye.